I never thought that I will say this, but it seems like there is an ant problem in the dark den. Yeah, and even though I officially don't keep ants, it seems like they are back in the dark den. Let me show you. I'm noticing them in the Felix enclosure. You see there's Felix, the chameleon, and let me just find one. There on the leaf, there is one, and here under this leaf there is another one. Also one is walking here, you see. Yeah, they are not everywhere, but when you look closely you can spot them. And in the past I never really had an ant problem. I never had any sort of ants inside of the old dark dens, even though I often received questions about how are you dealing with ants, because apparently a lot of people that are keeping tarantulas in Philippines, a lot of them seems to have an ant problem. It looks like Felix wants to hang out with us. Hey Felix, are ants bothering you, my mate? Huh? Go back. I hope they are not bothering him. But for the past few days I've been randomly noticing ants. Oh, there you see. I randomly noticed an ant like this one, just randomly crawling around. I didn't really spot like some sort of infestation or anything, but I really didn't figure out from where they are coming from. There is another one, so also on the floor, but from where exactly they are coming from, I don't know. But oh, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems like this is their pet. Oh, look at this. 5 ants here, and it seems like this is their hole. I spotted an ant coming from the wall, so it seems like they are coming from here. This can potentially be problematic. I mean, here in the dark den, we love ants, and I actually want to keep, in the future, I want to keep ants once again. And this is actually the species, if I'm correct, this is the same species that I already had, that I kept in the past. That is the Lasius niger species. I know that some of you will find the pronunciation of that scientific name offensive in the US especially, but the word niger in this case comes from the Latin word for black, and that is how black sounds like. In the past people were writing that I should pronounce it Niger, but there is no j in the j sound in the Latin. So no, that's the, if you want to pronounce it correctly, then that is how you pronounce it. After all, the intention behind the word should be more meaningful than how the words actually sounds like. And while we are on the topic, you see this bump. I mean, this is not the topic, but I just spotted it. You see this bump on Felix. In the past, he didn't had that bump. I have no idea from where it came, but just one day I spotted it. Felix, did you bump your back somewhere? Do we need to take you to an X-ray to check it out, what is happening over there? I'm really not sure, but let's go back on the topic of ants. What will I do now? I mean, having few ants every here and there, it's not really a problem, but if ants find a molting tarantula, they can actually kill that tarantula. And I read the cases where people actually lost a tarantula like that. And I think that even some species can even get a regular tarantula just normally standing there, not molting. So I would definitely want to take care of this situation, but my options are kinda limited because here in the dark den we cannot really use the, what is the word? Pesticide, is that right? The chemical that you use to kill bugs. The bug spray, yes, that's the word. I cannot use it here because I don't want to risk it harming other tarantulas. I mean harming other animals, because yeah, it kills insects, it kills bugs, and we have a lot of bugs inside and a lot of arachnids and everything. So I should somehow try to close off that hole, even though ants, they made that hole on their own. So I don't think that I can effectively just close it off, but I will try that for sure first. And then if that doesn't help, if they make another hole, if they once again enter dark, then I will be forced to just kill them one by one, you know, just brute force them. Before I close off their entrance, I want to have a little bit of fun. What I will do, I will actually put a piece of food right here and set camera to record a time lapse to see how quickly ants will find that food and how quickly will they take it. So I will just go for plain old meat. Yeah, let's go to the time lapse. Holy moly, this is definitely problematic, because at first I didn't expect that ant colony is this big. I mean, look at this. This is their entrance down there. You see, if you compare it to yesterday night, whoa, this is now packed. Everything is packed. There is so many ants. I mean, there are so many ants down there. Look at that. And also for some reason here in Felix enclosure, look. This is definitely problematic. I don't know what they are doing here though. I don't think that they got some food down there, but still I can see them crawling around, mostly on the bottom. I'm not really sure what is up with that. You see? A lot of ants. So I've been thinking this, since this is really problematic and I don't think that I want to risk. You see how they swarmed that piece of meat overnight, so in just like 10 or 12 hours they swarmed the entire meat. So if they figure out that some tarantula is molting, I'm pretty sure that they would swarm tarantula just like that, and I don't want to risk that. So unfortunately I think that I will need to get rid of them by force. As I said, I cannot use any chemicals, so I will just go and yeah, I think that's the smartest thing, that because I mean, they made a hole in the wall, so no matter how I close off that hole, they will still be able to enter inside. So killing the colony would be the only solution, I think. So I will just go ahead and kill all the ants that I can see currently, that are currently outside. You see, I will just go. I mean, sorry, I know that this is painful to all of you that are keeping ants, and I was also keeping ants, so this is also something painful for me to do, but I'm convinced that it is necessary, you know. If you don't want to see this, I suggest you to skip this video, but you see they are kind of panicking now. They are figuring out that something is wrong. And also, once I kill all the ants that I can find in the dark den, I'm going to leave this piece of meat, and that will attract more of them, so hopefully I will be able to kill majority of the colony. So I just go. This is now a war that I cannot lose, that I need to win. I also need to move this and kill all of them, but there is so many. And almost half an hour later, this is the aftermath. The battlefield filled with dead ants. And you see, first I scooped majority with a wet paper towel, and then I just went and started squishing every ant that I could find. I also cleaned this area from all the fallen leaves. I removed all of that, so the bottom was exposed and there was plenty of ants underneath. So now it appears that I killed majority of the colony, at least the part of it that was inside of the dark den, and it appears that no new ants are coming from that hole. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to clean everything. I'm going to remove all the dead bodies or all the evidence, and then we will put another piece of meat in front of the entrance to see if once again the ants will start coming. And no matter how bad it sounds, but I really hope that I killed majority of the colony and that they won't be coming any longer here in the dark den. But we are going to see, and of course after I'm done with that, I'm going to close the hole with the silicone, so hopefully no new ants will come. Anyhow, let's go back to the new time lapse. Okay, now this is it. The situation is now under control, I would say, even though there are still few ants here, you see, but not quite a lot. And when I came here this morning, there were no ants, and also I didn't spot any other ants around the area or in Felix enclosure. So I think that we are a-okay. Felix, I think that you are safe now, safe from ants, even though I'm not sure if ants could hurt him. But regardless, it is better now. So still, I'm going to kill those ants and leave the meat over there just to keep alluring them more, and then I will seal the entrance. And hopefully that will solve the situation. I don't know, but I will let you know in the future. Now, since this was kind of quick video, let me show you what I have in work, because I'm working on 3 different projects at the moment. Check it out. Firstly, I'm making this new enclosure, and this will be Hysterocrates gigas communal enclosure. It will be just under the Balfouri communal enclosure. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to. I just need to print the door mechanism, and then it will be ready for the new inhabitants. And you can see it is huge, just like this enclosure. I think the dimensions are the height is, yeah, the dimensions are totally the same, just this one got the door on the front, and there's actually one female, you see, and this one will have on the side, because on top we will have this enclosure. Also, in the same time, I'm building 2 more big enclosures. You see this and this. These are the same enclosures like these ones, and I need a spot to put those enclosures, and this will be where I will be keeping them. This is the new rack that I'm working on, that I just finished on setting up, and this will house, you see, 4 of this size enclosures, and also 2 of same dimensions but smaller height. Basically the same enclosure but a bit smaller. And also, if you're wondering what I will put in these 2, I'm still not sure for one. But in the second one, I will be rehousing Linda, the Terrafosa stirmi. So it will also be an awesome thing. The only problem is I haven't been 3D printing anything in a while, so I'm hoping that I will be able to do that with an ease. Yeah. So those are the bigger projects that we have for near future. Here's Despacito. I'm sure that he would like to be in this video. So Despacito, now it is your time to shine. Yeah, that's it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something. If you want to support this channel more, there's a Patreon page. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I upload every Monday and Friday. So see you again soon. Bye.